Hey, you. Yeah, you. Love the show and want more content? Want to be part of some of our hilarious adventures? Ever wish you could be part of the squad and team up with us in our fight to save the galaxy? Well, now you can. Head over to multiplayersquad.com and check out some of the awesome benefits we offer to our official squad mates. We offer a ton of extra ways you can interact with us and the show. We certainly aren't above bribery to earn your support, but we think you'll love all the extras that come with supporting this independent podcast. Thank you for listening and supporting the show. Now on to what's sure to be our greatest episode ever.
Hello, welcome to the Multiplayer Gaming Podcast. And if you're listening to this, guys, we made it. We finally made it. We're into 2021. I'm your host, Todd, and today we are back with our This Week in Gaming episode. So let's jump right into it and introduce our two best friends. Paul.
Hey, Todd. Happy 2021.
Happy 2021. And Josh.
Happy New Year! I didn't get to actually shout that to anybody like this year, so...
Oh, yeah.
I wanted you two to be the first to hear it, you know?
Did you guys stay up till midnight?
No, I have COVID time, so I went to bed early.
Oh.
Yeah.
We did over at our house. Actually, my kids stayed up until like 1 a.m. and then we went to bed then, so we let them stay up the whole time.
Were they little, like, terrors the next day?
They were pretty tired, yeah. The next day we sent them to bed early.
Yeah, my kids, if we let them stay up real late, the next day they are absolutely terrible. Like,
you can always tell.
Yeah. Oh, man. Like, grouchy, get themselves in trouble. Yeah.
I love that Netflix has the fireworks shows and the New Year's Eve countdowns, so you can put it on anytime you want, but we let our kids stay up.
I mean, that's genius. I mean, that's the same as like the Yule log that, you know, you burn throughout all of winter in Arizona because it's too hot to actually put a fire on.
Yeah. Even in the middle of winter, it's just way too hot.
All right, Paul. We haven't talked about this yet, and I've been waiting all of December to talk about this.
Yeah.
You have a PS5 now.
We do have a PS5, and I was able to secure a pre-order a while ago, but we did not talk about it on the show because it was a Christmas present, and since my kids listen to the podcast, we had to keep it a secret. But now the secret's out. We do have a PS5. We got a bundle that came along with Miles Morales, and I did also order Immortals Phoenix Rising, which is currently being shipped. Not here yet.
I have to ask, how did you get like a PS5? I feel like that's what everyone's trying to get, a gaming console right now, and they're nowhere.
So I struck out trying to get a pre-order through all the normal channels like Walmart, Best Buy, Amazon, and my son, who uses some of his allowance money to have a GameFly subscription, told me, Dad, I just got an email from GameFly that said that you can now pre-order a PS5 through GameFly. And I was like, oh, yeah, well, you know, James, we'll get one at some point, but we're not going to get one anytime soon. And then I immediately logged into his email and clicked on the link and then pre-ordered it. And I had to keep intercepting all of the GameFly emails to my son's email address because the account is under his name. And so GameFly would email, you know, congratulations, your PS5 bundle is secured and pre-ordered. And I just had to keep archiving them and forwarding them to me in case I needed them. And he did see one email about it and said, Dad, GameFly is acting like I bought a PS5. And I was able just to convince him that it was like a phishing scam email. I had to throw him off the scent. But yeah, we do have the PS5. And the best part is that it got shipped in just a plain cardboard box. And so I didn't even have to hide it anywhere. I just left it in the shipping box. And it's just been sitting out right next to my desk the whole time. And I just knew it was there, but couldn't open it and play it. And we had to wait a full month.
And your kids weren't like, what's in the box?
No,
like,
never asked once.
Really? So my kids are nosy, man. They'd be like, what's in that box, Dad? I'd be like, nothing. They're like, why? Why won't you tell us what's in the box? So wait, I
Yeah.
do have a question though, Paul. Can I borrow your PS5?
You can definitely borrow it at some point. There's pretty limited gaming options right now, and I feel like we're going to hit that point probably pretty soon where there's not much to do.
I just need to borrow it for Thor Ragnarok, God of War Ragnarok. Dude, they should never have named a game so similar to an awesome movie.
I know, right? I've done the same thing. You know, the funny thing, though, is that even though we have the PS5, the only game we have for it is Miles Morales. And I haven't even been playing it because I've just been having way too much fun playing Cyberpunk. So my PS5 is still just sitting there. My kids play it all the time. And I told them that I'll definitely have to steal a lot of PS5 time from them once Immortals Phoenix Rising comes, because I definitely want to give that a shot.
How many hours are you into Cyberpunk at this point?
Well, I just don't close it because I'll just pop into Cyberpunk anytime I have free time, so I don't
third
quit.
playthrough yet?
It just runs. I'm on my second playthrough, and I am almost done. I really wanted it done for this podcast, and I was going to show you guys a screenshot of all 100% achievements in Cyberpunk.
Oh my goodness.
But I have 3 left. I'm very, very close to doing a full clear of Cyberpunk, but I'm still on playthrough 2.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Man. All right, guys. I have a confession. Because I'm in North Carolina right now and I don't have a gaming PC, I'm a console gamer. Just through and through. I'm just owning it at this point.
You're off the show, Todd.
Yeah.
Can't shoot in Halo, but at least I have Rocket League that I'm still terrible at. But yeah, I'm a full on console gamer.
How's it
and
feel?
How ashamed are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
Feels bad.
Yeah, like
it took me weeks to like build up the courage to tell you guys.
we're all friends here, Todd, but you're fired.
Josh and I also kind of figured it out after like 3 weeks of not playing any games with you. So we knew you were spending your time on the console.
Well, yeah, and I don't what cross-platform games are there that we should be playing? There's Rocket League, which Paul will never play.
Nope.
Then Call of Duty Warzone.
Yeah.
Is there anything else like truly cross-platform where we could party up?
We could do like Among Us.
Fall Guys.
Fall Guys.
Fall Guys isn't even on the Xbox.
Wait,
it's only PlayStation.
PS4. Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
Bleeding Edge. We just mentioned that not long ago.
No one plays that game.
Yeah, it sounds like you're
maybe it's cross-platform, but you can't actually load into a game because
Todd,
I don't know.
I want it to be known that for a long time ago, I was doing some fairly extensive training for a job, and I had to go stay at hotels for weeks at a time. And I would bring my computer with me, Todd, and I would set it up in the hotel room so that after a long day of work, I could come back and play. At the time, I was playing Battlefield 2. But the fact that you went all the way across the country and didn't bring your PC
Whoa. Okay.
is a testament to your love of the Xbox over PCs. It's okay.
Did you drive or fly?
I drove, but still.
Okay,
Airplanes have cargo holds.
How am I supposed to take a full tower or mid-tier tower on a plane?
Nestle it on your lap like a newborn baby, Todd. That's what I would do.
No, I have a newborn baby.
Well, that's what your wife is for. You got 2 laps.
Yeah, you put it in his car seat.
Yeah.
You hide it underneath him. You gotta sneak it in there.
I wish I could have brought it, but I'm glad I got an Xbox so I can play some games, and I'm not just stuck to mobile games. I'd go crazy. And to take the console gaming to the next level for Christmas, I just got a 55-inch 4K HDR TV, and it is fancy.
Oh, that's going to look good.
I was going to joke that for Christmas you bought yourself a second Game Pass. because of how much you love them.
I love the Game Pass. It has it all.
A starving man loves any kind of food. You know,
I've been playing City Skylines on my Xbox. It's great. All right, so that was my gaming confession. Josh, in the show doc, you said you have a
I do.
Gaming confession.
This is confession time. Man, this kind of hurts. I don't think I like Cyberpunk, guys. Oh man. I am struggling hard, man. Like, I don't know what it is. It might just be I've been super busy. I've been doing a lot of like little house projects and getting rooms together and just little things like that. You know, I've been playing Hearthstone Battlegrounds like crazy. And I keep like logging into Cyberpunk going, oh, I need to play this. And then I play for like 10 minutes and then I just get bored and then log out and go back to playing like Rocket League or Overwatch, or I can't bring myself to play it, man. And I don't know what it is. And it's making me sad. And I want to get to the like point where Paul was like, oh, it's about to get amazing. And then I'm just like, but how much do I have to sit through before it gets amazing?
You said COVID took away your sense of taste. I never knew this is what you were talking about.
You know what, a kid, like, there's a couple things. I've legit been like soul searching this lately because I'm like, why am I not liking this game? Like, why do I not love this game like I feel like I should? And I think it's a couple things. Number one, I think I overhyped it in my mind so much that it was like, there's nothing that could live up to that, obviously. Number two, I think I'm a little disappointed, like in CD Projekt Red with all the bugs and everything, you know? And I mean, we joked around about me not getting hit by those very much, but like I've been noticing more and more of them. And it's like, I don't know, man. Like, it's just that and I have like game ADD. So, and I think I need to devote too much time to this game to really feel like I'm getting into the storyline and stuff. And I haven't been able to do that lately. So that's probably it too. But I told my wife the other day, man, she's like, how come you're not playing your Cyberpunk game? Like, she's like, you were freaking out about that game for years. And I was like, I told her, I said, baby, I don't know that I like it. And she just looked at me like I was crazy, man.
Keeping things spoiler free, do you know where you're at in the main storyline? Like, I know you did the mission with the Voodoo Boys.
I just did the thing where you have to do the big parade and get on the float. So I'm not being spoilerly at all.
Yeah,
but I just did that part. And then I just did the part with Johnny where you let him take over for a little bit.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's exactly where I am.
So probably a little bit more than halfway.
Is that really only halfway?
Probably a little bit more. It depends how many side gigs.
No, I'm in Act 3. It did say Act 3.
Yeah. Yeah. I would just recommend ignoring all the side gigs and just do the main mission. If you have a mission that says you have to like wait until the next day, just skip time and just stick with the main mission. And then that might kick things up a notch for you. Okay. But I hope you at least finish it, because
I mean, I'm gonna finish it. Like I will force myself to, but it's the fact that I have to like force myself to. You know what I mean? And it's like, this makes me so sad, man. Like I look in the mirror and I go like, what's wrong with you, man? You wanted to play this game for 8 years. Like, here you can play it, and now you're not even playing it. And then I go, yeah, but I don't really want to play it.
It's pretty funny. Like right now with where I'm at in my second playthrough, I'm just way overpowered compared to everyone that I run around with. So I just have a 2000 DPS machete, and I just run in with no regard for human life and just slice everyone to bits. But before I run in, I will actually just hack like 2 guys, and I have like the legendary system reset. So it actually knocks someone unconscious. And then I also I'll hack another person and make them commit suicide. And so those 2 will automatically just fall over dead. And then I'll just run around with the machete. So I'm just kind of like screwing around at this point, where before I went full stealth and like really systematically attacked each mission. And this time I'm just kind of goofing off and feeling like a cyber ninja.
man, A Tale of Two Stories where like Josh can't even get through the game and Paul's on his second playthrough just beast mode.
It's crazy.
Through all of it.
I thought it would be completely the other way around, man.
Yeah, it has to be the hype. Like they hyped this game up so much, and you can tell like playing through the game, all of the different mechanics and everything, like they were very ambitious, and they just set a timeline that was too aggressive. Like 2020, like it shouldn't have been said anywhere near that game was going to be released in 2020. They should have done 2021.
Yeah. I feel like it's like, this is like, I was expecting like a 7-layer chocolate cake, and I got like a single layer chocolate cake. It's still delicious. It's still chocolate cake, but it's like, I feel like I'm missing those 6 layers.
I hear you.
Yeah.
It's just a different game. See, I did not watch any of those Night City videos that you always talked about. I didn't watch trailers. I just didn't care. I just waited until the game came out, jumped right in, and was very pleasantly surprised. But if you don't like the base game, Josh, don't worry, because they're promising some DLC here in early 2021.
Oh, jeez.
So that'll be a free update. You can give that a try.
It's free DLC.
Yes, free DLC.
Okay.
After they fix all the bugs. So it's going to get delayed to late 2021.
The game is still completely unplayable, but you'll have a new unplayable DLC coming.
Yeah. So that's my confession. I don't know. I'm struggling. So there you go.
Wow, and this is like your hyped up game, your hyped up man crush Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves is great. Like, let me just clarify. So Keanu Reeves in this game is great, and I wasn't sure what the role of like Johnny Silverhand was going to be, but those parts are actually great. Like, anytime that pops up, like I think it's it's enjoyable.
I did keep joking that I wanted to do a full spoilers Cyberpunk episode, because I just want to talk about all the pop culture references, the funny missions, the side missions that you go on in this game, but I wouldn't want to ruin it for anyone unless it was like a sole Cyberpunk episode. But at least we have Outriders to look forward to. Hopefully that one will click here for all of us.
Oh, it will. It better.
All right, guys. Recently, Steam came out with their Best of 2020 awards. You guys had a chance to look through this, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
So they basically broke down 6 awards: top sellers, top new releases, top VR games, top early access graduates, most played games, and top controller games. That's actually 7 awards now that I count them, but those are the ones that Steam released.
All right. I have an issue with the controller award game. 1, goofy category.
Yes.
2,
very funny.
Where's Rocket League? Rocket League is in like some of the other most played one, but I think it's in most played, but it's not in controller game. And then my first thought was, are people playing mouse and keyboard on Rocket League? They need to stop playing mouse and keyboard.
Don't do that.
I do wonder if maybe there's something to that, but yeah, and it's interesting that even the controller games that are played the most, a lot of them aren't even really controller games. It's like GTA 5 and Cyberpunk, The Witcher 3. Obviously, it's just very popular games that you just happen to have enough people using a controller, I guess, that it makes the list.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, like, I'm looking through these games in these different categories, and with the exception of, like, a couple games, 2020 was not that great of a year for video games. Do you remember when we did our episode on, like, best year of gaming? And we went through and picked out our the best year of games releases. 2020 is not going to be anywhere on a list, man.
Yeah, in preparation for that episode, I went year by year and looked at all the major releases and marked down how many games I liked and how many I loved. And I feel like for this year, for me, it's really probably just Cyberpunk. I don't even know what else would make my list of a really noteworthy, fun game.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
That released in 2020? No way.
Yeah, it's the game of the year.
Google
It's
challenge.
It's the one that won. The winner for game of the year 2020
Red Dead
is
2 released in October 2018. I'm talking about released in 2020.
Oh, well, for PC. I'm sorry. Steam games is what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay.
Okay, and I did pick it up on PC, and I played it through on PC, but initially playing it on PS4 back a couple of years ago.
Confusing.
Gotcha.
But there you go. I mean, don't get me wrong. Red Dead's a phenomenal game, but the fact that a game that was originally released in 2018 and then finally released on PC still won Game of the Year means there really wasn't a lot. And here's the thing that really just is goofy, man. Here's the other contenders, right? Hades. Now, neither of you guys have played Hades, have you?
No.
That game's great. You should.
It's been on Steam sale too.
You should really pick it up because it is phenomenal. Like, I fell in love with that game. So Hades, yes, that's up there. I agree with that. Doom Eternal is phenomenal. That's a great game all around, but you really have to like super fast paced shooters to really enjoy Doom. Fall Guys, and then Death Stranding. Like, that's your Game of the Year contenders? Like, come on, man. Hades is a great game, but I don't think in any other year that would even be up for contention for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just,
I mean,
it's... I feel bad. It's like, where's the good video games at?
It's not too late to start Animal Crossing, Josh.
Oh, my goodness.
A lot of them got pushed because of COVID. Like, Halo was supposed to come out. I don't know if Halo would have, even if COVID didn't happen. But a lot of games and just development in general got pushed because everyone's working from home. So maybe, probably not, that had something to do with it.
The only other thing that I want to say about the Game of the Year stuff, now this isn't in the Steam Game of the Year things, but on a lot of, like, I believe it was IGN's Game of the Year, and maybe even GameSpot, a couple of the big video game sites, Half-Life Alyx actually won Game of the Year. Like, not VR Game of the Year, but just straight up Game of the Year. And I love the fact that you have a VR game that is so good that it actually beat out all other platforms. You know what I mean? For an actual Game of the Year title. Because that says a lot. And, I mean, Paul, you know, but I mean, Half-Life Alyx is incredible.
It's really, really good. Have you beaten it, or have you played it since the last time we talked about it?
No, I haven't beaten it. Although I just plugged my Oculus in because I was going to hop in today and then realized that my Oculus was out of battery. So
yeah. So I have not touched it at all for a completely different reason. We ordered a whole bunch of furniture early in quarantine, and everything was so back ordered that things were just pushed months out. And so we had our nice big room, which used to be a garage, and it was just converted to what we call the toy room, and it's got just a wide open floor, and it was really easy to do all of our VR gaming. Well, our coffee table, couch, love seat, and 2 end tables arrived. I have no room to play VR anywhere. I'm going to have my Guardian as like a 4 foot by 4 foot square. Like, that's all I have to operate in. So I'd never want to move the furniture to play it. That's my problem. Maybe I should just go out front and just play it on the driveway or something. VR. I don't know where else I can play it. I can't go anywhere else.
Paul, as your friend, you probably should not play VR out near the street.
If you walk outside, the boundary, you can see they show you the surroundings.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
But I do want to return to Half-Life Alyx at some point.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal game, man. It really is. I love the fact that VR is finally getting to a place where it's gonna become like mainstream, I guess.
It's nice when you don't have to add the caveat, well, it's a great game for VR. Like, it's just a great game, full stop. Yeah.
Right. Was there anything on Steam's 2020 list that surprised you guys?
Fall Guys being in there multiple times. I mean,
it was a flash in a pan. Like, Fall Guys sold a lot of copies, and they had a lot of players all at the same time, and then, like, the game just wasn't popular anymore after 2-4 weeks.
2 weeks.
It
lasted 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
But I mean, hey, if you make all your money in
days.
2 weeks, great.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. In looking at the list, I think the only things that surprised me is that, first of all, there's a VR game called Hot Dogs. I don't even know what that is, but I am sold. I will buy that. I don't care what it is. I will buy a game called Hot Dogs. And secondly, I just love that for most concurrent gamers, that GTA 5 still continues to make this list. Even though we are going to be a decade past that game's initial release, that game is still just so immensely popular. I love it.
Yeah, I didn't even hear, or I haven't heard of Mount and Blade 2 before.
Oh, really? You've never heard of Mount and Blade?
Paul, have you?
I have never heard of it.
Yeah, it's like it's a medieval combat like melee fighting game.
I'm out.
It's got a pretty large like cult following, I guess.
Whoa, cult following. It has over 200,000 peak players. That's not a cult.
I just mean like it's
That's
not
a country.
Cult, but people that like Mount and Blade are fanatically devoted to like Mount and Blade.
Right. Like Rust. Like when someone gets into Rust, like they're into Rust.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you don't have like 30 hours on Rust. You either have like 500 hours or you have 30 minutes and then a refund.
Right. All right, last thing before we close out the show. Bethesda and Netflix are making an Elder Scrolls series.
Is it going to be buggy?
It's just like horses flying.
I was
going to
say it should be people clipping through walls and like characters getting stuck on stuff.
That'd be pretty funny.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's interesting too because obviously the success of The Witcher has just started all of these other franchises now, because not only do we have Netflix making Elder Scrolls, but they're also you have Amazon working with Bethesda to make a series on Fallout. So I guess this is just the new trend. Maybe we're going to get fewer movies on video games and it's just going to move over to TV.
I mean, I love fantasy type movies and stuff. So, and the Elder Scrolls universe is great. So if they can do a decent job with it, I mean, I'm excited about it. I just worry, just like there's a fine line between making it like a cheesy B movie, like fantasy type movie with like really terrible like effects and you know what I mean? Versus like a really high quality fantasy series. It's just, you better spend the extra budget on the special effects.
Are you more interested to watch this series on Elder Scrolls or Fallout?
Elder Scrolls for me.
Oh, Fallout for me.
I'd way rather watch a series on Fallout.
See, I think it's going to be easier to make a series on Fallout just because there's been a lot of post-apocalyptic movies already made. Whereas fantasy type universe with elves and you know, that kind of thing.
No one's done that.
I'm saying they have, but it's harder to do that in a good way. Like, look at Lord of the Rings, right? Lord of the Rings, phenomenal. It's one of the few movies that got elves and dwarves and dragons and all that stuff, you know, proper.
Right. Yeah. You had to make an expansive fantasy world for them to be in and like kind of explain a lot of that. But then with Fallout, it's easy to say nukes go boom. This is where you are now.
Yes.
And like, you don't have to explain anything. You can just drop like the viewer in the middle of that.
Right. Yeah. I prefer fantasy over sci-fi. I mean, I love them both, but give me fantasy over tech.
Yeah. I'm sci-fi all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm definitely more sci-fi as well. I would just think it's more interesting if you actually went into people living in the vaults and then coming out and doing whatever they're going to do. I just think that's a lot more interesting. I don't know that I would even tune in for a series on the Elder Scrolls, to be honest. I think those games are fun to play in. I don't really so much care about the storylines or the lore or anything like that, whereas Fallout, I actually do get quite a bit more invested. So we'll have to wait and see.
Paul, don't tell Josh. I haven't even seen The Witcher
I haven't either.
Like on Netflix.
But my wife did. My wife, who does not play any games, loved The Witcher. And I don't even know why she watched it. And here, I never even bothered.
That's funny. All right. Well, that is our show for you today. Thanks for tuning in this week. If you're not subscribed, make sure to go into your podcasting app and subscribe to get fresh content twice a week. If you're on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, reach out to us. Let us know what games should have been on Game of the Year, or if there's a game that you just fell in love with this year. We love talking to you guys and hearing your thoughts on, how everything's going. Did you get a good game for Christmas? I didn't, but I don't know. Some of you guys might have. You can find us on all of our socials at /multiplayerpod. See you guys next week.
We're back to 2 a week, boys. What? Oh, wow, that tapped out my mic right there.